I'm Ashley Deem, Associate Publisher and Editor of Fantini's Gaming Report. I'm here with Steve Sutherland, CEO of Konami Gaming. Steve, thank you for joining us.
Absolutely, Ashley. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. Well, a lot's happened in the past year. You've settled into your new building, you've been promoted to CEO, product offerings have expanded. Can you tell us a little bit about what has transpired?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if we take a look at Konami, we've transpired, or we're changing our organization to deal with the industry of the future today. So we have that wonderful new facility. We've been hiring a lot more R&D personnel for the future of the industry. So if we take a look in today's environment, we're starting to see that the products that we design today don't appeal to the future demographic that's coming in. So a lot of the changes, and you'll see them up on the gaming floor here today, is focusing some of that direction, trying to appeal to that replacement generation coming in.
And on the product side, we've talked a lot about how the parent company Konami has been, a part of the success of Konami Gaming in terms of product development. Can you speak a little bit about how that synergy works?
Absolutely. As if we take a look at Konami, there's about 60 years of history in the amusement industry, and more recently over the past couple of decades in the consumer software side. We have built out the company, and I think originally when we opened our doors within the company, a lot of people were expecting us to do the same product design that we did for the amusement and consumer software space. But what we did is we came out and we competed in the same core product sets that all our competitors were doing. Today we're changing that. We're pulling from that historical library, of Konami. And so we're bringing in a lot of those products from the amusement side, the Konami digital entertainment side, and the consumer software side. And we think there's a way to gamblify those products and to drive that entertainment onto the casino floor. But let me make a point. We can't sacrifice our core product set today. So there's a whole group of people that are designing that product, and those people reside, of course, here in Las Vegas, Australia, Japan, and we also have a development group that's in India, supplementing that. So it's about drawing upon and bringing in additional resources and leveraging what we have today to bring some of those highly creative products to the floor. It's exciting times for the company.
And market share in North America has grown, and it's continued to grow. How do you see trends playing out from here? Does growth continue? Does market share start to flatten out? What do you foresee?
As I take a look at Konami, our market share actually flattened out, plateaued here a couple years ago. So it's a matter of today, is if we take a look at today's industry, our industry is saturated, particularly here in North America. And so we've seen as a lot of, the floors, right sizing, et cetera. So recognizing that we have plateaued, it's now time to draw into that Konami library. Let's design something that's different that our competitors are doing. And that's what we're going to be promoting up on the floor today. I mean, setting out here on the Venetian floor in a Nevada Game Control Board test, we have Fortune Cup, a horse racing game, mechanical horse racing game. Konami's had that product, it's over a decade, and it's much different than the previous products that have been brought on the floor. We brought in Beat Square. Beat Square is the best way to describe it to the general public. It's a very popular tournament game around the world, but to describe it in layman's terms, it's whack-a-mole to music, and it's that timing that allows us to turn it into a gaming device. So we're really looking forward to that. And then we have a lot of things also on our core product, product lines that are very exciting. So we're going to reach further into that library. We've also brought Crystal Cyclone back again this year. That's another amusement product under a different name in Japan that was highly successful, and we think that one's going to be extremely popular when we release that next year.
Now, are there other niches that Konami hasn't been in historically that you may look at moving forward? As you spoke a little bit about it in the saturation of the market. Are there some other niches where Konami may start to expand?
As we take a look today, let's talk about the Class 3 gaming market, which is the casinos we know and love today that are here on the Strip and the balance around the world. That's the Class 3 gaming market. We participate in the majority of the niches in that marketplace. We could expand in our participation business by doing a wide area progressive. We could go deeper into the intellectual property, with the movie studios, your Hasbro type of entities. And we've done that on a limited basis, but our decision was to reach into that Konami library. But there are other niches within that business. If we take a look today, and most people aren't aware of it, we have a very substantial iGaming business that's operating. We're doing it with third parties, but we're very successful. We're about ready to enter the VLT marketplace. We've had that development underway for 2 years. A potential new segment going forward here over the next few years is that Class II marketplace. But I think the key thing we all have to be aware of is the major market is the Class III market, and I think it behooves myself and my counterparts, competitors, how do we grow that base? From my standpoint, it's under threat. I think the casino floors, and I don't want anybody to take this inappropriately, but I think there's too much interaction where it's the patron to a machine and a ticket redemption device, and not a lot of intervention from the casino. And I understand the labor savings, but to address today's market, how do we ensure the patrons are getting an entertainment experience? And I think it has to be driven. It just can't be the machine to the ticket redemption device. I think that we need to bring that excitement back to the floor. We no longer have coin. We no longer have the level of floor personnel that were there in the past. How do we bring a level of excitement and engage that patron? And one of my key concerns, and I've noticed it over the past year in walking casino floors, over the weekends, a lot of new patrons are coming to that casino floor. They're trying to engage with the machine. There's no one there, okay? They may go try to speak with a customer, they try to engage, and they walk out that door. So how do we ensure that we're enticing new patrons? There's a piece that the casino has to do, but there's a piece that we need to do ourselves as suppliers. And I think it's a huge challenge for all of us to address going forward.
So if Steve had a crystal ball, what does Konami look like 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I think you'll see a company that remains extremely successful in our core product set. But I think it's time for Konami to really engage and bring out that amusement library. And I know a lot of people are betting against the millennial, but the millennial is only one segment. There are those that have money. It's more about that engagement of bringing in additional patrons, be it millennial or a core product set. We take a look at Beat Square. That product is designed, it can appeal to the millennial, and it's a bad word in today's industry. But it also plays, and it's a huge tournament product where people that are the millennial age through senior citizens are competing at like the Javits Center and other major convention centers around the world. Let's leverage that, and so I think you're going to see Konami draw into that library significantly.
And you mentioned Beat Square a couple of times, which will be demoed here at the show. Are there any other areas of emphasis that people should look for when they visit your booth?
I think when people are coming to our booth, let's talk about our core product set, that they deal with day in and day out today that we have to compete with our competitors on. We have 3 new hardware sets that are up on the floor. We showed 2 of them last year. We have our Concerto Crescent in stack. What they'll see on that is very unique software themes on those products compared to last year. And we're also putting our very popular multi-game selection that's on that product line. We're releasing, it's a replacement for our old Podium Goliath. We're calling it the Concerto Opus. It's a large screen format, and that will have a broad range of product offering on that. From there, we step into the multi-station type products that we're bringing in from Konami Amusement. We've got Crystal Cyclone, we've got Fortune Cup that's actually sitting on both the Venetian and the MGM floor in a Nevada Gaming Control Board controlled test environment. And let's see, what else? I mean, I know I missed a few things. iGaming is a little difficult to talk about because you have to go out on your phones, et cetera. But on our system side, we're demonstrating our new HD technology. We're all, as suppliers on the gaming side, coming out with new and more intensive screen formats so we can start dealing with that. Then also near field communications. I mean, everybody's carrying a cell phone today. Do we need that player's card? Is there a different way to engage with that patron going forward? So there's a lot of exciting things up there and a lot of new link progressives, et cetera, that we need to compete with in today's market environment.
Great. Steve, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you. We look forward to seeing you up on the floor.
Yes.
Thanks, Ashley.
Thanks.